Hello, everyone. How are y'all doing? I went ahead and posted the donation list. Sarifa, thank you so much. Um, you said the moment you saw us jumping on, you took it as a sign. That's so funny. I'm glad to see you. I know it hasn't been a long time, but I feel like it's been a little while. All right, so let's go ahead and kick this thing off with some free reads really quickly. You guys can ask any question that you want. Chances are I'm only going to see the first question that you post. So if you post something and then delete it and retract it and want to ask something different, I'm probably not going to see that. So because I go down the line, so just keep that in mind. Hey Amy, hey Ray, welcome in. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the first question. So, Margaret, I have the Page of Pentacles, and this talks about opportunities coming your way, and not only having opportunities, but you seizing the moment. You carpe diem. Is that the expression? So I feel like there is going to be something that's coming in April, and you're not going to really hesitate. You're going to say yes, and you're going to jump on it. Sure. Sure. I think April's too soon. I think maybe more so after April, maybe like May, potentially, because I see that you have a cycle coming to an end. But I think April is still a little bit up in the air, a little uncertain. But 10 of Wands, even though it talks about the end of a cycle, the very next card is the Ace of Cups. So I feel like there is a shift that happens in the very near future. It could be the retrograde or something, maybe as to why things aren't moving as quickly, because we tend to like move backwards during the retrograde. But I think once that's over and things start to clear a little bit, maybe like sometime in May, things will start looking up for you. Sarifa, I'm being shown a no. Now, I suppose you could change this outcome, but you might have to be a little pushy or invite yourself, or I don't know. Like you might have to insert your own free will a little bit more than you normally would. I have the Moon and the Seven of Cups, so I feel like it's something that's being thought about, but I don't know if things will just like on its own happen. So I think if you really want to see this person, it's a really good idea to kind of insert your own authority or something. Okay, Amy. So I am seeing that he is aware that you talked to his ex Jenny, but I keep getting a message that he doesn't know how you feel now. It's an interesting message because it's like he knows that you communicated with her, but I don't know if he's able to understand these very human feelings that you have now. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like I'm getting a no. Maybe I don't really know how that works, but I'm getting a no. Amy, I'm sorry. I can only say that it seemed like he was trying to do better. I'm sure you're disappointed in, who he was, but at the same time it's like he was trying to do better, I guess, or it seems like he was. Smiley, I think there is potential here for you to get a little behind on your bills. I don't think that it's anything crazy. Like, I think, like, it might be a month behind max, or it might be like a couple weeks behind or a couple days behind. But I feel like there is that potential that I am sensing that certain bills might not be paid on time. I think that you're gonna bounce back quickly, but I understand like the stress that you're feeling right now. I can see that 10 of Wands. Amy, I think that's great. You and Crystal spending time together. You're welcome, Margaret. Ray, I am getting a yes, King of Wands. I feel like T wants to still have the power in this dynamic, still wants to not show his cards or show that he's interested. But I feel like he still keeps tabs on you. Fire Spawn. I have a no, Ten of Swords. This usually talks about something that once existed coming to an end, or feeling just so emotionally drained that you move on from something or walk away from something. Natty Nat. Okay, so I can interpret this two different ways. If you guys barely know each other, I am getting a no. If you guys have history together, then I would say that he has a lot of like painful feelings, um, like sadness or missing you, or like feeling pain from being separated from you, something along those lines, because I have the Three of Swords. So if you guys have history, that's he is having those feelings. And if you don't, if it's someone that you just met or something like that, right now I'm getting a no for you. So you'll have to interpret that. Amy, one of the main things that I'm hearing is like write him a letter. Um, like you can burn it afterwards or something, but like writing your words down on a piece of paper, for some reason that's the message I'm getting, so take that if you want. Amy, that sounds great. You're welcome, Fire Spawn. Yeah, so there's a pain in missing you, Natty Nat. There's a pain in missing you and being separated from you. So those are the feelings that they're going through right now. It could feel kind of bittersweet to him. There's still a pain there associated with you. I am getting a maybe Seven of Swords, but I also have the Eight of Pentacles. Shell, actually, for you, I feel like this is possible, which is interesting because normally I get no. I'm still getting a maybe right now. But one of the main things that they're showing is that you would really have to like put a lot of time and effort into this. It's not something that's going to happen like right away. Like I don't think you're gonna do it once and then you're just gonna have the luck to win. It's almost something that you have to like increase your chances for because they're showing like Eight of Pentacles, and to me that almost feels like the only way to win is to put a lot of your money into it, which I don't like that. I think there's better ways that you could spend your time and your money, but they are saying that there is, I guess, a bigger chance for you to win. So I think you have to like determine, is this the route that I want to go? But yeah, Eight of Pentacles is just showing like a lot of effort being put towards it. All right, Divyansha, I have Six of Pentacles. This is a card of reciprocation and receiving, or receiving and reciprocation. This is a card that talks about equal effort and energy. What you put out there into the universe, you'll get back. So this is kind of like balancing the scales. It's talking about karma. It indicates that if you put a lot of good out into the world, you could be receiving gifts or money. Especially if you do some kind of like community assistance or charity, you'll start to get some of that back. Like this is just talking about balancing the scales, also feeling gratitude, feeling grateful, that kind of thing. You're welcome, Shell. So Rifa, you can post your question if you're ready. All right, so Panam, I have Ace of Swords. So this talks about Sanjib having clarity about your connection, feeling connected to you telepathically. This is also the card of air, so like Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. And it indicates new ideas, new plans, communication. So I feel like this person might be interested in like opening up the dialogue with you, exploring your connection more on right now on like a mental level, like just opening up the dialogue, but I feel like it could lead into something more after that. All right, guys, so the free list is closed. We are going to move on to donations. Right now, we have a donation from Sarifa. So, Sarifa, if you're ready, you can post your question. You're welcome. Saw him yesterday. We stayed the night. We weren't intimate, which is a weird thing. We haven't been intimate at least the last 4 times we've seen each other. I want to say it's been maybe 3 weeks. Okay. Three to 4 weeks before his birthday, I thought something would have happened. I was wondering what's holding him back and getting close with me. Okay. So the first thing that's coming through is the Eight of Pentacles. And this is kind of making me feel like maybe he's looking for more quality relationship with you, like something of more substance. Hey Rising, thank you. Something of more substance. Like it almost feels as though something must have shifted. And he's saying like, I don't want to just have that with her. That's not the only thing that I want. Because the Eight of Pentacles talks about trying to put in more effort, trying to make a change for the better, quality over quantity, that kind of thing. We also have the Hierophant. So it almost feels like when you guys are together, it's more like you're spending time, maybe like talking, hanging out, just more so like companionship. And I think this may concern you a little bit because you're thinking, like, I don't know, you could be thinking like, is he not attracted to me anymore? Like that kind of thing. Is this becoming more like a platonic connection versus a romantic one? So let me see. No, he's trying to tell you he's putting in more effort. I don't think he would spend time with you if he felt you were boring. I'm just going to throw that out there. So I do see the Ace of Wands. It does make me feel like there is still attraction here. Shobana, I can answer your question in a minute. You got to sit tight, okay? Yeah, it doesn't feel, I feel like you guys started on like a very different foot. And I think that he's trying to kind of dial that back and put more effort into the connection to get to know you better. The Ace of Wands does talk about there's still attraction here and there's still physical desire here. But the good thing is that he's not putting your value into sex, if that makes sense. He's not saying your value equals having sex with me. Which I also hope you don't feel that way either. I hope that you, just because, you guys aren't being intimate with one another, you're not like feeling any type of way about your own self, because that shouldn't equal your value, in my opinion. I feel like with the Hierophant, he's really trying to figure out how you are the same. He's trying to find common interests, common ground. He's trying to figure out like what do we have in common? How can we get along on like an intellectual level? Oh, Shannon's here, babe.
Oh yeah.
He's dropping off. I guess he's dropping off paper towels and stuff. If you can get. So I think he's essentially just saying, I want to dial it back. He's just saying, I want to not do this every single time. I want to actually spend time together and get to know one another. Let's see. So I asked if he was like potentially looking elsewhere, because I know that you probably have a lot of questions. So I'm just trying to think of like what you would want to know, the answer to. But he's just a very independent energy right now. He's 9 of Pentacles. He's single and independent, and he's not really attaching himself to anything else. So I really don't think that he's looking for any other relationship elsewhere. I think he's just focused on putting into this more quality time and seeing what comes of it. I don't think that his mind is entirely made up either. I think that he's just kind of seeing day by day, one step at a time. You're welcome. Okay. You're welcome, Sarifa. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I do hope that you see him today, especially for his birthday. Yeah, exactly. Just take it slow. And that's great, especially in this day and age. Taking things slow is refreshing and it's different. And I think that that's a good thing. But, if you want to see him again, like if you want to see him, I thought you said today was his birthday, I think you said. I think that you should kind of let him know that you would like to see him. All right, Shobana. I am getting a yes. Queen of Cups. This is he's feeling sincere feelings for you. So if it's not love yet, it might be, but I feel like he has sincere feelings for you, Shabana. Okay, so this is for Rising Storm. Rising Storm, if you're here, feel free to check in with me. Yay! Hey, Rising, welcome in. All right. Mm, okay, Rising, I just read your question. So let's take a look here. Oh my God. Okay, this is so crazy. I think, wow, this is wild. This must be like a really powerful retrograde because you're actually reminding me of a situation that I recently dreamed about as well. And so I'm wondering if, like, the collective as a whole is getting dreams of the past just because that's typically what a retrograde is. It's where, like, people from the past try to come back, try to come and connect with you. They're thinking about you more, that kind of thing. And we're literally like feeling the pre shock effects right now because it starts next week. And I think one of the biggest things that's going on here is that we're kind of going back. And so this is probably a collective feeling. I can imagine that if it hasn't already started, I'm going to be getting a lot of people coming in here telling me they've been having dreams about people from the past. So that's, I think, one of the main influences over this right now. But let's take a look here. Right. How does he feel? How does he feel? Okay, so Rising Storm, they're indicating to me that he really has trouble letting you go. He's very attached to your energy. Hey, Nat, thank you for the donation. You'll be next, okay? He's having a hard time like moving on from you. There is like this attachment, so like there's this cord, if you will, that he is attached to you, and he is having trouble letting go of the past. Four of Pentacles, it just indicates like someone who's just really stubborn about this, and they're like not wanting to let go. They're not wanting anyone to come in and take this idea or thought or impression away from them. I think too, Rising Storm, he kind of wants to be greedy with you, is what it feels like. And what I mean by that is that he's looking at this connection more selfishly right now. And so if he's putting his energy on you, it could be because he's feeling you pull away. Or maybe you're not pulling away, but he's wanting to be in your thoughts. He wants, because I feel like almost as though he's trying to do to you what he feels he's been feeling. So he wants you to be all consumed with like thoughts of him. And dreams have a way of making their way into our subconscious. You could literally not think about someone for like 5 years, and then they show up. And if it feels like a really real dream, then they're like lingering in your subconscious for probably the remainder of the day. So I feel like the intentions here is to try to get you to put your energy back on him, try to think about him more. I feel like he's just trying to bring you back in to his energy, and it's like selfishly motivated, because I think that he's having a hard time letting you go. So the main thing is that he feels when he sees this post, is that he's like, oh, we landed. Like, I'm kind of like seeing like a plane landing safely. He's like, you have arrived. Like, I feel like that's what he's saying. He's saying like, oh, it worked. He's saying we've arrived to our destination. Like, I'm getting what I want out of this. So like when he sees the post, he's like, I hit the target, like it made its way. It almost felt like some mail that you put the address on, and then you're like, is it going to get lost in the mail, or is it going to make it to its destination? And I feel like he's seeing this post going, oh, it worked. Like, it worked. It got to her. Like, she got the message. um Four of Wands, and then we also have the Six of Cups. So I think that in some way he starts to have hope again that you guys can like reopen this case. Like, I'm treating your guys' connection as like a case that was closed, and now he's saying it's open again. So I think that he's wondering if he's going to be able to like work his way back into your subconscious. um Six of Cups is like reconciliation, reunion, coming back together. So I almost feel like he feels like it was successful. Like, when he sees this post, it feels like success. I did it. Like, it worked. Channeled messages. I see you said channeled messages. Is that from something you received, or did you get them from someone else? All right, I'm actually curious, like, now, like, once he sees the post, how he feels about it, being like, oh, it was successful. I'm curious to see what he's going to do about it now. Was the mission just to get you to think about him again? Or was this to try to open up the dialogue with you? Let's see. Oh, wow. So what's Three of Swords? What's his motivation here? Another chance, another chance, another opportunity. We have the Three of Swords that talks about like him having a lot of pain, or frustration. I don't know like how much pain he could feel, but I do feel like there could be feelings of disappointment, or feelings like bittersweet, or feeling just maybe like frustrated with himself. So that could be the Three of Swords here. The fear of never getting an opportunity with you. So I think that the desire here was just maybe for, another chance. The Wheel of Fortune is here. He likes to keep the channel of communication open with you. It's like, even if he's not, it's selfish. Honestly, it's selfish. I've seen that here with the Four of Pentacles. It's selfish motivations. Like, it's like, even if he's not going to do anything about it, he doesn't let it go. I think for you, Rising Storm, in order to like fully be able to resolve this issue, and walk away, it's going to be require like some cord cutting, and potentially like actually physically moving if you haven't done that already. You're welcome, Rising Storm. Thanks so much for joining us. All right, so Nat, if you're here, please check in with me. Hey, Nat. So I see that you want a love spread. So I have two questions for you. The first one is, did you want option 1 or 2? In the description, I have mini love spread option for the both of you, like seeing how your feelings compare, your intentions compare, things like that. Or I can do option 2, which is more so focused on them. And I think that's what you wanted, right? Them, option 2. Perfect. Option 2. Okay. I actually just put 2 and 2 together when you said love read them. I just realized what you were saying. Sorry, my bad. Okay, and then the other question that I had was, are you willing to give me a name or an initial or even a sun sign or something along those lines as far as who you're asking about? Are you drooling all over my cards? What is going on, Bodhi? Don't use that napkin. Okay, perfect. And option 2. All right, so we're going to do what are they showing and giving the connection, thoughts, feelings, intentions. Are there any influences or blocks? And the overall energy. Are you stuck? What's going on? Are they just going to call you on the phone? Yeah. Real life. Yep, even then. David Cancer, not David Cancer, not yet. right, so Nat, I'm trying to think. Is this might be the person that you were asking about earlier because energy feels kind of similar. I could be wrong, but um, trying to see. Yeah, same person. Okay, so I'm gonna say it feels the same. Um, I feel like you are going to hear from this person soon. Um, all these cards are great. I'm just going to tell you, you have Ace of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, Queen of Wands, Page of Cups, and Strength. At the bottom of the deck, you also have Six of Wands. So I feel like there's this general feeling of appreciation for you. And as well as the Strength card here, indicating that he feels like the connection with you is very strong. I feel like this person is kind of just waiting on a miracle, waiting on some kind of divine intervention, waiting on like a random like bump into you kind of moment, like out in life, like at a store, or I don't know. I don't know if you guys are at a distance, so I don't even know if that's like possible, but I feel like even it would fall under the category of miracle even if you were to be the one to reach out to him. I feel like he's just looking for some type of divine intervention, some type of way to start up a conversation with you. Hey, God's daughter, yeah, the free list is closed, I'm sorry. But I don't think that he's gonna stop at like waiting for something to happen. I feel like he would even take it as far as him communicating with you or him reaching out to you. The Page of Cups under like the influence, that there's not any blocks or anything necessarily. But as far as the influences, he's just waiting for what he feels is the right time. The Page of Cups is very like intuitive. I'm not going to do anything before I'm ready. Like I'm going to know it when I know it. And I feel like he's kind of waiting to feel, like it's the right time for him to communicate with you. And I do feel like he plans to open up that dialogue. I have the Ace of Swords here as like what he's giving to the connection. So he might come forward to try to offer you some type of clarity or understanding, maybe explain what's been going on with him, why he's kind of been on the outs, why you haven't really heard from him, opening up some kind of dialogue. I feel like he looks at you as like a wish to him, some type of wish fulfillment. So it's like he when he thinks about happiness, when he thinks about a happy life, or when he thinks about just being with someone, you're right there. The intention here of the Queen of Wands is to make you feel desired, make you feel wanted. That is his intention. He wants to make you feel like you're everything to him and you're appreciated. Um, and then thoughts we have is Knight of Pentacles. So again, that theme of like waiting until the moment is right. Knight of Pentacles, they do things slowly, steadily, but they always get there. So this is just indicating that it's taking some time, because I feel like he's just waiting for the right moment to come back around. To maybe he's like trying to fix something in his life, and he feels like as soon as he does that, he'll be ready. But it's more like when I know, I'll know. And I think he's just waiting to feel like it's the right time. He's waiting to feel in his gut that it's the right thing to do. The worst thing that could happen to a Knight of Pentacles energy is being wrong. I feel like being wrong could be the worst thing ever. And he feels like if he comes to you before he feels it intuitively, that could be just immediately a fail. He could feel like it's an immediate rejection. He just wants to feel really good with himself and really good about you and really good about the situation, before he comes back around. So I feel like he's working on some things right now. And like I said, the first thing you'll see from him is like kind of like an understanding. I think he's going to want to let you know what's been going on with him and maybe why he's required this distance. Oh, I see. Okay. So he could be working that out as well, you know? Not sure if he's single now. It's been a while. Mm, well, I cut the deck and I got the Fool. So I think some changes are being made in his life. The Fool is a new beginning where you're moving forward for a new start. So there could be some changes going on with him right now in that department. Yeah, that does sound complicated. Sometimes people just kind of have to get situations out of their system. That's where the term like karmic partners come in, because they need to be with that person until they work through those things. And then they eventually no longer are attracted to that person anymore. Because, like, for instance, let's just give an example. Someone had parents that got divorced when they were very young, and then they end up getting with another woman when they're older, and they have a baby together. That person wants to stay with that partner because they're trying to rewrite a story. Because when they were younger, one of the most defining life moments and devastating thing that happened to them was when their parents got separated. So they think that now that they're with this person, they don't want to do that to their kid. So they have to rewrite that story, and they're trying to also like heal their own wounds and say, well, even though they didn't survive, I can survive. Like our marriage can survive. And then they eventually wake up and realize that they're just trying to heal and rewrite a story that they shouldn't be forcing. And that person that they're with is more of a karmic partner to teach them a lesson, to teach them an understanding of like, it's okay. It's okay that your parents didn't stay together. It was for the best. And then they finally somehow get out of the fog and they wake up and they realize, wow, just I don't need to stay with this person just because my parents got divorced. Like what am I trying to prove? And then suddenly they realize they're actually not even attracted to this person. This person might remind them a lot of their mom. They're not like as into this person anymore as they were before, because suddenly the fog has lifted and they realize, no, I don't need to stay with this person. Um, and it's funny how when you're with a karmic partner, once you learn a lesson, it's almost like you break the spell and you are like, oh wow, and you see everything so much differently, and suddenly everything that like compelled you towards that person, it's no longer the case, and you can walk away. It's interesting how with karmic partners, as soon as you learn the lesson, you're no longer interested in them anymore, you're no longer attracted to them, and you're like, wait, why was I even in a relationship with them in the first place? So you never know. I mean, he could be working through something like that. You came out from one after 17 years, you totally understand. And it's like the karmic partners are like the most toxic, and they're the most intoxicating. Like they're the it's like It doesn't matter how bad you're hurt. It doesn't matter like how much you cry. It doesn't matter like, you know, you're like addicted to that person until you can break the spell. It's crazy. Learn the lesson. Oh, so in your case, you stood longer because your parents were together. Maybe you were trying to replicate that potentially. Yeah, that's tough. Real tough. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off right now. I should be back later tonight for a little while. But my day is kind of weird today, so I just wanted to make sure that I got on at least once. Definitely learn your lesson, and that's the good thing because then it's like you never go back now. You know, the fog has cleared. All right, Natty, thank you so much for your donation. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, bye.